Gather round, ye people, and mind to listen well. I got an epic tale to tell you from the land of Tamriel. I was traveling north of Cyrodiil in the province of Skyrim. I had just arrived in Whiterun, and that's where I met him. Well, to me, he looked like just another guard walking down the street, but to him it seemed I stuck right out like a bald Khajiit. And he walked right up to me with a look of nostalgia in his eye. He said, "We are not so different, you and I." Then he said, "I used to be an adventurer like you, but then I took an arrow in the knee. And just as any of my fellow gods, they'll tell you that it's true, that I took an arrow in the knee." Well, he told me he was on duty, so he couldn't stay to chat. Someone stole a sweet roll and he was investigating that. I said, "Don't let me hold you up, sir," and then we parted ways. I mumbled to myself, this is looking like one of those days. I was feeling kind of tired, decided to head right for the inn. But I'd never been here before, didn't know what direction it was in. I walked up to another guard and asked him where I could find a bed. He looked at me, then he smiled, and then he said, "I used to be an adventurer like you, but then I took an arrow in the knee. And just as any of my fellow gods, they'll tell you that it's true, that I took an arrow in the knee. An arrow in the knee. An arrow in the knee." The first one was kind of random, but now I was freaking out. I was thinking I should run away or use a dragon shout. I was starting to calm down, and that's when I looked up and saw another guard coming right toward me. That's when I said, "Fushota!" Well, in retrospect, that turned out to be not the greatest plan. Now I'm sprinting for the stables, running as fast as I can. But it's just my luck, the stable master knows how to use a bow. And now he's aiming for my legs, oh no! I used to be an adventurer like you, but then I took an arrow in the knee. And just as any of my fellow gods, they'll tell you that it's true. We've all taken arrows in the knee. An arrow in the knee. An arrow in the knee. It's so very painful. I used to be an adventurer like you, but then I took an arrow in the knee. And just as any of my fellow gods, they'll tell you that it's true. We've all taken arrows in the knee. An arrow in the knee. Stop worrying about things I can't control. Stop worrying about dollars I don't know. Stop worrying about things I cannot know. But sometimes it feels so good. Money don't matter if it feels for you. Money don't matter if you're hard. Money don't matter if it feels for you. I used to worry every day. Now I got better things. Cause I'm hurrying so down and take control. Cause I'm worrying about your problems, you should know. Cause I'm feeling like my life is such a mess. Because the world's got me in it. It's my time and I should live it. Money don't matter if it feels for you. Money don't matter if you're hard. Money don't matter if it feels for you. I used to worry every day. Now I got better things. Cause I said, baby, you gotta stop worrying. Money don't matter if it feels for you. Money don't matter if you're hard. Money don't matter if it feels for you. I used to worry every day. Now I got better things. On the carousel, we are number one. Hey! Will I catch up to love? I can never tell. We are number one. Chasing after you is like a fairy tale. We are number one. Hey! Feel like I'm glued on tight to this carousel. We are number one. Hey! We are number one. We are number one. Here's a little lesson in trickery. This is going down in history. If you wanna be a villain number one, you have to chase a superhero on the run. Oh, come take my hand and run through playland and sneak around. Be careful not to make a sound at the carnival. And it's all fun and games till somebody falls. No, don't touch that. But you already bought a ticket and there's no turning back now. Round and round like a horse on a carousel. We are number one. Hey! Will I catch up to love? I can never tell. We are number one. Chasing after you is like a fairy tale. We are number one. Hey! Feel like I'm glued on tight to this carousel. We are number one. Hey, now look at this net and I have found. When I say go,
Be ready to throw. Go! Throw it at him, not me! Oh, let's try something else. Now watch and learn. Here's the deal. You slip and slide on this banana peel. What are you doing?
The style of video freak show, and it's all fun and games till somebody falls.
Don't touch him. Oh, no.
But you already bought a ticket and there's no turning back now. Rolling around like a horse on a carousel.
We're number one. Hey!
Will I catch up to it? I can never tell.
We're number one. Hey!
Chasing after you, it's like a fairy tale.
We're number one. Hey!
Feel like I'm bound tight to this carousel.
We're number one. Hey!
Why did you steal my cotton candy heart?
Look at all the gadgets that I've designed. I think it's pretty clear that I'm the mastermind.
And now I'm stuck.
Be very, 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 very careful. Don't touch the thing. You'll never know the problems it could bring.
Round and around like a horse on a carousel.
We are number one. Hey!
Will I catch up to love? I can never tell.
We are number one.
Chasing after you, it's like a fairy tale.
We are number one. Hey!
Feel like I'm bound tight to this carousel.
We are number one. Hey!
Are you insane like me? Been in pain like me? Bought $100 bottle of champagne like me? Just to pour that motherfucker down the drain like me? Would you use your water bill to try to save me? You don't hear me when I say, Mom, please wake up. Dad's with a slut, and your son is smoking cannabis. No one ever listens, it's wallpaper glistens. Don't let them see what goes down in the kitchen. You can't wake up, this is not a train. Your blood is a machine, you are not a human being. We should fix the man up, things that on the screen. Lower self-esteem, so you wanna be so clean. Smile for the picture, I think there's your heart on my own sister. These voices will make you alone. My feet is gold and my hands are ashy. I see things that nobody else sees. Are you deranged like me? Are you strange like me? Lighting matches just to swallow up the flame like me? Do you call yourself a fucking hurricane like me? Pointing fingers cause you never take the blame like me. Oh, she's coming to the alley of plastic. Go back to being plastic. No one ever listens, this wallpaper glistens. One day they'll see what goes down in the kitchen. Young kids, this is not a train. You're playing like a chance, you are not your phone face. Things that are the screen. For myself the same, so you rather gasoline. Smile for the picture. As you are in my clothes, things that we're these voices will make me alone. My heart is gold and my hands are ashy. I see things that nobody else sees. Hey girl.
Hello, and welcome to the Enrichment Center. Hello, and welcome to the Enrichment Center. Hello, has been processed. Hello, your specimen has been processed. Hello, your specimen has been processed. Hello, and we are now ready to begin the test proper. The device has been modified. The device has been modified. I don't know if I don't hate you. Well, you found me. Congratulations. Was it worth it? The only thing you've managed to break so far is my heart. This isn't brave. It's murder. What did I ever do to you? You don't even care, do you? Please proceed into Android hell. Android hell. Rated storage cube destroyed. Rated storage cube destroyed. Rated storage cube destroyed. Thank you for participating in this effort for science computer-aided enrichment activity. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
The worlds can be one together, cosmos without hatred, stars like diamonds in your eyes. The ground can be space, 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 with feet marching towards a peaceful sky. Oh, the moon men want things their way, but we make sure they see the sun. Goodbye, moon men. We say goodbye, moon men. Cosmos without hatred, diamond stars of cosmic light, quasars shine through endless night, and everything is one in the beauty. And now we say goodbye, moon man. We say goodbye, good man. Goodbye, good man. Goodbye, good
everybody, and welcome to Citrus Quest International. This is a show that me and Steam decided to do to talk about more international issues with more international people, because as we all know, internationalness. We are our other guests are going to go ahead and get started at least with you, the chat, the lovely people who fucking make these terrible, terrible shows possible. What the fuck are you people doing with your free time? Jesus! So here is, of course, the host of Citrus Quest International, Miss Steam.
Why am I the...
Because you're the international person.
I can say myself.
Son of a bitch. Hang on, let me fucking fix that. All right. Let me know when you can't hear yourself anymore.
Okay.
Say something?
Can
you still hear yourself?
Yeah, I can. I know I can't hear myself anymore.
God damn it.
God damn it, I fucking swear to God.
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear you? This is the problem.
I can't. It's fine. It's fine now.
Okay. Because that's kind of important. We don't want to have these fuck-ups when the guest gets here.
Well,
damn you, voice meter!
I had to mute myself because you had the music on and I didn't want to fuck that up.
Yeah, I know.
But, yeah, somehow this is my show, even though it's on Ichabod's channel and it was Ichabod's idea. Well,
hey, you wanted to have discussions with people. I just accommodated the possibility.
By tricking me into it.
Hey, don't fucking judge me. I think we had people too.
Our guest is in the middle of another live stream at the moment. That he'll come on as soon as he gets off that. Because people.
Yeah, we're trying not to rush the man.
Yeah, because I know people tend to go like, "Oh, don't just stay to him all the time." It's like, oh. I need to push over.
Yeah, it's better not to push him in. He's got his shit to do. We got our shit to do.
Yeah.
Kit keeps fucking asking me if he can come in. But it's your show, it's your bag, so.
It depends. Is Kit gonna want to talk about pedophile rings or not?
Yeah, because this show is about a sort of recently uncovered, and by recently I put the highest of air quotes in front of it, pedophile ring in the UK.
Yeah, and it's kind of a harsh subject where anyone who talks about it's going to get swamped by not Occupy people. What's the other one? Heart Progress. And I know that talking about this, I'm gonna have pedophiles try and dox me. I say with quotes, because last time they tried to, they went, "Haha, we found your face and name. Great. I wasn't hiding those."
We weren't quite hiding them, but thanks. You did a great job, you fucking twat waffles.
Oh yeah. One even found my Facebook. Ooh, the thing I haven't used since 2013. I don't care.
You may or may not have moved a couple times since then.
Yeah. I haven't used
Did you get a chance to see the title of our stream?
A welcome Moistness. Oh god, my avatar looks like I'm stroking your head.
Yes, I have just noticed that.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll be fine. I'm a big raccoon, by God.
And that's funny though, because it looks like I'm stroking your head and you're just looking at me like, what the fuck are you doing? And slurping my tea, because fuck you people. Yeah.
Stroking.
Hmm?
Goddamn English fuckers. Kit is still asking, by the way. It's your show. It's your call. I have no power over the show.
Well, Kit, do you want to talk about pedophile rings and maybe get upset? That's just...
And not at any point talk over our guest.
Oh yeah, that's another rule. That's more of your rule, though.
Yeah, no, that's always really been one of the big rules about the Citrus Quest. That's why we keep the guests kind of small. We don't like have a shit ton of them in here because I'm not the cunt stream.
I tend to get talked over a lot, so I don't have I don't have big balls as everyone else. My balls are pretty big though. Online.
Total Madness's dog apparently just broke a small pewter statue, and they're praying it didn't eat any of it.
Oh god. Well, let's hope the dog doesn't die. If it does, at least you'll have Chinese.
Dandy.
I don't mind. Okay, so I don't know. We can talk about it.
Well, let's.
Okay. Well, I guess Kitsune could be in the live stream as long as he behaves himself.
All right, but Kid, if you fuck up, I have to boot you. Please understand that is a rule of every Citrus Quest.
Oh shit! I didn't tweet out the. Let me tweet out the live stream. Sorry.
All right. Let me just fucking find this some bitch. Damn fucking pain in my ass. The concept to have to do this shit mid doing things. And do not forget, ladies and gentlemen, as always, there's a very, very, very important thing that we do at the end of every Citrus Quest, and that is the Would You Rather game. So be sure to have your questions absolutely ready. You have the link, you little bastard.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh God, what have I gotten myself into? Instant regret. Oh well, I'm good now.
Sorry, that was unintentional and repeated.
Mm.
So, what do you know about the mysterious, sudden appearing pedophile ring in fucking England land?
I would like only to kill them all.
Oh, hey.
So would I.
Ladies and gentlemen, our guest is here. Kit, shut the fuck up. I said don't talk over people.
It was an accident, I'm sorry.
Already! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome the Ixo-Lord of the 7th layer of the Great Abyss, Omegon!
That's hard.
Oh, there is.
Hi.
Would
Apparently this is my show, even though it was completely a quad's idea, and I kind of got bullied into it.
I didn't bully you into shit, and it is your show.
What's going on? Why am I here? Where's Kitsune?
Well,
I see the three of us. Where's Kitsune on that screen?
I'm here.
He kind of decided he wanted in, and I didn't put him on the thing because I don't have a PNG of his fucking avatar.
They're
Just
like,
put a pin.
That's
Just
because
put a
I'm
pin.
between avatars. I'm
Fine.
still using the crappy old one my dad made.
you sound like a pouty middle class child.
Okay, that's fair.
Oh, Daddy, why has this forsaken me?
Indeed.
And there you go. That's our common interim avatar for guests who weren't even fucking supposed to be here.
Yeah, it's not bad. Not bad.
One sec.
It looks like you, though. Looks
I
familiar.
wish I still had that much hair.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Time is a cruel, cruel bastard.
I'm gonna get grass.
So, with this, the entire reason we're doing this show is, as usual, the Citrus quests tend to be a little bit on demand when we have a topic specifically to talk about. And today's topic actually comes from one of my subscribers. Jesus Christ, I know I actually have those. And it was from Total Madness. And he said, "Hey, boss, I don't know if this team has anything to say about it, but a large child sex ring has been unearthed in England recently. Apparently, it is like 40 years old.
Yep.
If you guys can, I think a Citrus Quest on that would be interesting, at least to see what we know for sure and what we can then assume as a result." Thank you, Total Madness, for the suggestion.
Is it bad that I'm not surprised?
Well, imagine my shock. Those are the words I'm supposed to use when
Nothing.
expressing their feelings on this.
Nothing surprises me anymore. I'm
Just as a nice little tangent, I guess, a relevant one. I was today because I thought on Thursdays on my second channel I do PMQ responses to the Prime Minister's questions, and I thought because it was on today that they'd mentioned this, but they didn't. In fact, in the Commons, in House of Lords before, Baroness Varzi, a really snide-looking cunt, talked about something else, about it but not about it. Prime Minister did the same thing. So did the leader of the opposition, and so did the leader of the SNP, but no one gives a fuck about him. They instead talked about the impact on Muslims in the country rather than Telford itself. And I did write something down because I think it was when Jeremy Corbyn was talking about how to stamp out Islamophobia, and I thought, this is what I wrote. I wrote, "Do you not think racism was encouraged when you didn't address the reason for this spate of attacks? Not that is an excuse, but you must understand that the fact no one seems willing to publicly condemn Muslim communities for this kind of behavior that truly has no place in the UK, yet you seem okay with not calling out the Pakistani men that commit these atrocious crimes that lead to the backlash from the public, which seems to me to be nothing more than selective social justice." Because you seem to be okay with social justice when it fits, well, again, and this word is always used, the narrative. Anyway, that's what I wrote. I'll leave it now to you to take
I mean, yeah, it is kind of selective social justice, because the thing is that they're going like, "Oh, well, we have to ban rape culture," but then they go, "Oh, but these people are Muslims. You can't touch those people. They're Muslims."
Oh yeah,
It's
you got to ignore the fact that majority of the victims were white girls, because white is bad, and seeing your white skin here, you know what you need in you? Islam in you, inches in.
Oh God.
Inches of Islam, the new book by Linda Sarsour.
I'd rather have the tentacles.
You just kinky. You need, you know what you need? You need something really nice, something easygoing. You need some female genital mutilation, Miss Steam. That's what you need. It'll help you to be a better Muslim. I mean, woman.
I would much rather female genital stimulation than mutilation. Thank you very much.
Right. The thing is, and I was when I saw it mentioned by Baroness Varzi in the House of Lords, she was talking about people getting sent hate mail, obviously, and abuse, and it was obviously because they were Muslim. And obviously, you can't accept that. It's not right. People should be doing it, but we know why the backlash is occurring, and it is because you're unwilling to talk about it. Baroness Varzi, for those who don't know, she is a prominent Muslim who was the first Muslim cabinet member in a party. She's a conservative, former chairman of the Conservative Party. She once tried to go to a Muslim event, and David Cameron had to stop her because he realized it was bad optics. If she went, it would have led to people, Muslims then, trying to use politicians to get a point across. Baroness Varzi is kind of a hypocrite, really, because while preaching about freedoms and stuff, she's probably the most anti-secular person you could meet. And it's ridiculous how Theresa May, hell, even David Cameron used to do this all the time. Whenever these scandals hit, they would instead talk about how the religion of peace is the religion of peace. It's like, no. There's a reason Pakistan has such a low overall IQ compared to most countries. It has something to do with a lot of inbreeding. Also, all that paedophilia doesn't help.
That certainly doesn't help.
Well, I wouldn't think it'd help a whole lot.
Not so much.
Yeah.
I know. I was sitting there joking with Miss Steam before we started the show. I was going, hey Charlie, can we arrest that man robbing the gas station? Nah, Frank, we can't. He's brown. That means he might be Muslim. And if he's Muslim, we'll be called racists.
What accent are you doing? Because it sounds somewhat Australian to me.
I'm terrible at it. I was trying to be cocky, but I'm bad at it.
It was quite bad. That we sent our convicts away for a reason. By the way, I spent most of last night going through stuff for a video on this, and then today I was going through legal law and legislation, because obviously there's the fact that the inaction of the cops falls quite obviously under obstruction of justice. But then you've also got there's other stuff about evidence tampering, because I believe there was something relevant to that. Oh, I can't remember. But there's so much to it, and I honestly, someone in my comments wrote that they want the names of every single victim tattooed onto every single person who knew about it and did nothing. I thought that for those that don't know, that's a Warhammer 40,000 reference to how to punish Imperial Guardsmen. Skog thankfully reminded me of this, because I knew it, but I didn't know where it came from. I'm not totally adverse to this. I think what's happened here is a lot of people have suffered and been led to believe their country won't do anything for them. And these are the same alienated people who now don't trust the government. They don't trust the police. You wonder why it exists, and this is why.
Yeah. I don't trust the I don't trust the police. Like, people go like, "Oh, why don't you call the police then?" I'm like, "Because I don't trust them."
See, I don't interact with the police. I stand a head above them. I literally just walk past them. I don't even acknowledge their existence, because to me they're just there to protect and serve. If in my area this happened, there'd be a whole different. I mean, we're mostly older people here around here. Even with their Zimmer frames, they kick the shit out of the police here. They would absolutely kick the shit out of them, and they deserve it. If they honestly do. I'm not saying now. If you want to go beat the fuck out of West Mercia, please. Go to Rotherham as well. Go to Rochdale as well, and Rotherham. Do it to them. Just beat the fuck. No, I'm not saying that at all. If it happens, I had nothing to do with it. It wasn't me.
Wikipedia snippet asks,
I know why they'd want to, because you deserve to be beaten for it.
I mean, there's a reason why my character is centered around me being a villain in Scotland, and I hate Scotland Yard sort of thing.
Yeah, see, the thing is, Scotland Yard is a lot more trustworthy than the Wet Metropolitan. Think about it. Okay, so you've got local constabularies like West Mercia, Rotherham, and Rochdale, but then you have the Metropolitan who are above them, and then above them who are investigating the Metropolitan for not doing their job, which I will get to in a moment, is Scotland Yard. Interestingly, they're investigating the Metropolitan for not properly investigating and then presenting evidence for those accused of rape, where they have withheld evidence for the actual victims, i.e. those that were accused of sexually assaulting, when the Metropolitan had the evidence that proved otherwise. So they're absolutely corrupt. It's interesting, but selective. Oh, we have this guy here, a college student, doing criminology. What we'll do is we'll fuck his life up for 2 years, and we'll hold on to all the actual evidence that proves his innocence, and we'll turn a blind eye to the people with a slight tan there that look like they're probably going to rape that tiny little blonde girl over there. We'll just ignore that and focus on the criminology student, because he's worth putting in prison and not the brown guy. Gets out color chart. Yeah, he's just about brown enough. I can't touch him.
Where I used to live, you could pretty much, like, if you were of a certain color, there's a more chance you can get away with a crime than if you were, white. And I can hear myself.
Yes.
That might be from my end, because I haven't got earphones in and I can't be fucked going to get them.
Oh, okay. It's just you.
I've gone through a few patches in my life where I've considered joining the police force, but I haven't thought about that for a while now.
You know, I when I was younger, when I was 17, 18, my parents moved a lot, so I didn't get a chance to do A levels, which sucked because I was a straight A star student. So I missed out on that opportunity, but I did go to university eventually. But when I was doing that, someone did suggest joining the police force, and I was like, but that means I have to do shit, and I have to I have to walk around, and I mean, I like the idea of tackling someone, but don't you have to fill in? I mean, okay, so for context, I was talking to some Americans about this. Depending on state and county, the police are very different in communities. I get it. In your country, it's too big to generalize. In this country, though, we can do it because our police are shit. But not just that, the bureaucracy involved. No joke. To perform a pit maneuver, they need to get authorization from someone else. So no. You're chasing someone and then you're getting permission to pit maneuver some fuck. Piss off. They have to do the same thing, I bet. Tackle someone. Oh, I need to sweep his legs out. Why? Because I can't. Because come on.
Because he's white.
Yeah, no. If it's white, they're like, "You're ready? Go! Tackle the cunt! White fuck! Death to the white race!
Take him down!
Curb stomp him while you're at it.
He's got a gun! Wait. No, he's got a knife!
Wait.
Actually, in Parliament today
Wait,
as well.
he's got acid!
In Parliament, they didn't talk about... No, don't apologise. They didn't talk about Telford once. Acid. They didn't talk about Telford once, but they were happy to talk about knife crime. Like, oh, we need to do more to, stop teenagers from... teenage boys mostly from getting their hands on knives. Okay. Again, why is no one talking about Telford? Not one person. They did spend most of the day talking about Salisbury and obviously the condemnation against Russia. And I'm like, yes, you should definitely talk about that. But here you have an opportunity to equally condemn the men involved in this horrific crime. And you're not even showing any indication that you have any interest in it. And PMQs is watched by a lot of people. And you have an opportunity to actually, instead you virtue signaled for Muslims. I'm sorry, I'm not going to generalize Muslims here, but there are some Muslims who refuse to integrate, and it's been proven repeatedly. It takes generations to actually integrate, and even then it's not truly like, it's only when they become more liberal in their own faith that they have truly integrated. And I'm sorry, but the ones that come here, the economic migrant, isn't integrating. They're coming here and they're raping children. And by the way, legally, it's statutory rape. That's what it is. So why are these men not going to prison for it, being put on a sex offenders register and then getting shanked like the little cunt that they are?
The thing is that we had... That's the thing. England protected paedophiles, but in a certain status. So, like, if celebrities were paedophiles, they were protected by the BBC all the time. It's shifted from that to minorities now. So now, if a minority rapes someone, then they are protected instead of celebrity.
Yeah, absolutely, a protected class. The thing is, as you said, we have a history of it, and you can stem it, you can trace it back almost as far, maybe further, with the BBC protecting paedophiles like Jimmy Savile. Sorry, correction, a child rapist, Jimmy Savile. He was. I don't want to get the two wrong here. A paedophile isn't actually a criminal. They just have some thoughts that, let's face it, we all wish they wouldn't. They haven't committed the crime. So let's actually go with the actual crime: child rapist or statutory.
The difference is paedophilia is a mental illness, while
whereas the other person has
being a child molester is an action.
Exactly. One is a crime, the other is not. Yes. But the BBC, it wasn't until after he had died that they decided to actually do so. I'm sorry, but they barely covered the subject. How the fuck do you guys get off with ignoring this? You really should be doing more to put it out there, because honestly, this is way more interesting, or it's as interesting as the nerve agent thing. As interesting. But I'd say, since this is a more domestic issue, you should be doing more to promote this and get it out there, so more is done to tackle it. And I don't care what faith you are. If you're raping a child, you're going to lose your cock in prison. You're going to be someone's butt buddy.
See, but then we have to talk about knife crime again.
I don't give a shit. I'll gladly provide them with the shanks.
I'd rather have guns.
I just don't care.
Lots of guns.
We don't have
Omega discount prison shanks.
I just don't. Yeah, I don't really care. The thing is, and it's seen. We all know this to be the case. Pedophiles. Oh, sorry. There's actually no. We're not going to go pedophiles because pedophile doesn't go to. If it's for that crime, they don't go to prison for being a pedophile. They go to prison for child rapist. So if a child rapist goes to prison, what happens? And prison. This is universal in prisons, and even in America, I've seen enough prison documentaries to know this is true. What happens to a child rapist when they step foot in a prison?
Well, it depends on if they know what the crime is or not. Because a lot of times here, they won't tell you what the crime is. Because
let's say someone's found out. What happens?
Oh yeah, no, they're dead.
Yeah, in the block.
Everyone gangs together and shanks the living daylights out of them.
I saw what one guy did, right? He went up, one guy, he was found out to be a pedophile or a child rapist. And some guys slyly walked into his room, shut the door, and they stomped on his skull till it cracked like an egg. Honestly, I'm sorry. You got sick thoughts in your head. Apparently they had the cure for it. It involved a size 12 foot repeatedly slamming down until,
the thoughts were outside his head.
Yeah, it's like, you know what it is? It's like the Tudor way of getting rid of a headache. The Tudor way was to drill a hole in your skull to let the evil spirits out.
Oh, trepanning. That goes all the way back to cavemen.
It really does.
Right.
So the drills
I am ashamed to know what that's called.
Nowhere as efficient as they are now.
Yeah. I remember I had a friend whose cousin went to prison. He told me that a paedophile got like thrown over. So you know, there's like stairs, it's like stairwell thing. The paedophile got thrown over on the.
Oh, what a shame! My heart is broken. I might cry. That's all for I might drink my gin.
Did he go splat?
The problem is, I kind of understand how pedophiles like omnivortics think, because I had to talk to them. It's very disturbing, but basically, a lot of them think like a lot of them do think it's wrong, but then there's a few that think that it's perfectly fine, and they have a really gross understanding of of biology.
Don't. The Amos Yee shit is ridiculous, and you have a point. There are some that do understand the wrong element. Those that don't, though, typically come from an environment where it's been encouraged to consummate relationships with people who have yet to even go through puberty. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, it's like
This
it's
complete
like
understanding of
when I
physiology.
talk to Amos, I think it's important to say that when I talk to Amos, he okay, Singapore is pretty terrible with science. I'm not protecting him. I'm just saying, like, and when he explained to me like biology of a fucking basic woman, he couldn't even explain that.
Yeah, I'm just going to say now that he's an attention-seeking little horse. I've never paid too much. I've never given him attention or put a video on him because I knew he was nothing more than an attention seeker. He was just playing. I talked to ESET about this, Logic's wife, and we agreed, just an attention seeker. He just wants the attention. That's why Logic did that very long video, but only did half the video because he then did the remainder of it was just the green screen.
Yeah, 17 minutes of silence.
He made it like he did this really long video on him, and he'd only done about half of it. It's because you just don't give those kind of people, especially him, because it makes it very hard to talk to those that are genuine paedophiles to get to understand them better, because he doesn't. He's just being a troll. And with this, you have so if you put, for example, Amos Yee, and there's a fantastic documentary. Louis Theroux went to a prison in the States for, I think those that actually committed the crime, so child molesters, but they called them pedophiles. And then you put, let's go with this generation of migrants that come to countries and rape children, right? Louis Theroux was able to have a very civil discussion with those people in the prison, and they all understood what they did was wrong. They understood it. And they wanted to work actively to fix that. Okay, they'll never see outside the prison again, but at least they have understood what they did and why it's wrong. They're moving in a good direction, which is good. Then you have Amos Yee, who's just a cunt, a feckless, useless, soon-to-be homeless twat who'll probably be selling his mouth off at the nearest glory hole. And then you have those that come here who just don't understand because they have been raised to believe what they are doing is right in the name of their faith, because their faith allows them to do it, because we've got to deal with the white people because the white people are whores, and because children, even girls especially, don't deserve their own freedom. They don't deserve their agency. They don't deserve anything. Even though the same people don't seem to grasp that if you fuck a child, that child is damaged physically and mentally. Physically, potentially infertile in the future, and mentally because they're going to have the image of you trying to pipe her.
Ew.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much what I'm doing.
Well, the thing is,
and because you're not,
that's the problem. If they're not willing to integrate, they're more likely to commit crimes.
Exactly. If you're not along with that, but if you're not enforcing the law and maintaining consistency, they're going to see it as you enabling them to continue because what they're doing is right in the name of their fake, fictitious pedophile lord. No, also a child rapist. Ha! Well, how old was she again? 9 or was it 11?
I think she was
that's another thing I wanted to touch
9
on.
when they got married, and then 11 when... I'm not sure. I might have the numbers wrong.
That's another thing I want to touch upon as well. Is in the Islamic religion, apparently, they think that when you hit womanhood, that's like you tend to have your periods like at 9 years old. This is an argument they have, so that like as soon as they have their periods when they're 9 years old, so that means we can fuck them. When actually it's more like 12 to 14 they get their periods. Like when they start. I mean.
The blood they see isn't actually period blood. That's what you call hurting someone.
Yeah.
I would say that just because they've had their period does not mean they're sexually developed enough to be able to have sex.
Oh no! Like once
they don't again seem to understand either.
Period. It's like 6 or 7 years that they're actually
when I was younger and in my secondary school or your high school as you would call it, we were given these books and each one had 5 spaces for lessons, and they called them periods. And I just learned what a period was, and I only had a red pen. And for 5 years, this creeped the shit out of me. Just the idea of knowing a girl next to me might be bleeding. I was like,
Yeah. Well, that's the thing with periods. They don't seem to understand that. When a girl gets a period, it takes another 6 or 7 years for them to be fully developed physically developed anyway. Which is why our consent laws is 16 years old, and in America 18. Of course, there's cultural factors into it, but
I would say that the as much as the age of, I totally agree with the age of consent, much like age of voting. I agree with all that stuff. The really annoying thing is with the age of consent is that my generation was one of the worst generations for teenage pregnancies. Most of the girls in my form only wanted to have sex with black men exclusively because they wanted brown chocolate babies, or because they didn't want to see, and I quote, the blue vein on the back of a shaft of a white guy's cock. I'm like, here I am going to college and university and everything, thinking, I dodged a bullet there. Don't want to live on state handouts my whole fucking life. Now I'm self-employed, and I'm not surrounded by several children who don't like me because I'm not the same race as them, because the children don't have a daddy to relate to either.
Oh, it's fine. Like when so a lot of women. Do you guys remember if you didn't earn a certain amount and you were a single mother, you would get one of those block flats?
Yep, I remember this because I was low priority regardless.
Yeah, and well, the thing is that a lot of these women actually abuse that privilege. Even my mother, which is why I'm born.
It's nice to know you were a mistake.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh yeah, I was from the chat. Goes, I can get a free flat out of this.
Yeah, that's actually what a lot of girls did my age. Some were like, one was like 15 years old when she had her first kid, and when she left school, she had 2. She has 5. One of them has 6 to 6 guys. And I'm like, the word slut had never been more appropriate for you, and I can't believe I dated you in year 7. I'm so glad I didn't kiss you. I might have got an STD when you're only 11.
Jesus.
God.
I'm not,
Question from
By
the
the way,
chat.
go on, ask the question.
Saki the Real asks Omegon how much mustard he wants on his calamari sandwich.
How much dick are you willing to take down your throat? And just to touch on the inconsistency again with law on the subject of statutory rape. Let's say two teenagers fuck, right? Both are 15. The boy will be charged with statutory rape, not the girl.
Wow, that's
right.
Even.
But if it's actually happened as well.
Oh my god.
My ex-boyfriend was so unnamed, obviously, but
did you two smash?
His ex raped him. And the police, when he called the police almost fucking arrested him. Almost didn't, but almost arrested him because they thought he was the rapist. It's like no, it's the ex.
I thought you were going to say you raped him, and I thought, wait, Steam smashed?
No.
Don't worry, we'll fix that, Steam.
I'm only raping women.
Laura's in that house with you. She does Laura know you might do that to her?
But she was in the chat, so I think she might now.
Wait, might.
Bang, 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 bang. Giggity, giggity. What you're gonna do is right. You wanna just knock her out, but to do it easily, what you do is when she's asleep, stand over her, lift up one of your tits, and just smash that down like a freaking hammer.
To be fair, that might lead to some blunt force trauma.
I am never going to
forget.
I've already done that.
Laura says, "I will beat her to death."
Oh, I'm gonna get told off.
Right, yes. Where were we? Subject.
I mean, we could do that shit live. I could send Laura the link.
Nah. Get her in the room. Just get her in the room. You don't have to send her a link. She's in the fucking house.
That's a good point, Laura. You want to go bother Steam? Go bother Steam.
You might want to hold her tits in place. You don't want to get smashed, man.
Smash mouth.
I'm not saying no to that. I think that sounds like a fantastic game.
It sounds fun.
It really does.
It does.
Get her, Laura. Get her.
Anyway, on this whole what's happened in Telford, there have been quite a number of articles since, and there's an inquiry, and I'm waiting for it because I've been pulling up all the law on obstruction of justice, evidence related law as well, because I'm really interested to see how they play this, because with what the Sunday Mirror found out and with what they're going to do, they have to be seen to be acting, because they were seen to be acting with Rotherham, but people like Jeremy Corbyn, when asked about this, and I know he was asked much later on, but he said there were also white people involved, and I'm like, yeah, they were, because Islam's not a race. I just want to make this quite clear. It's not a race. So when you say Pakistani, they were generalizing with Asian men, or they were comparing Telford with Rotherham, and it's like you can't do any of that. The only thing you can do is say these Pakistani men raped all these girls. You need to no false equivalence, no straw manning. Just focus on the fact. These guys failed, so when we're out of the EU, ship them back to Pakistan, or stick them in one of our prisons for the rest of their life. It preferably in rooms with really big white men that really like to fuck with small brown men.
Also, I like the self-defense laws here. We can punch people, but not too hard.
That's I was talking to somebody about. I think I was talking to Skog and maybe Laura's in that call. I have mentioned it because we were talking about paper, I think, and if I ever got doxxed, right, and someone came to my house, I would honestly kick so many bells out of them. I honestly, maybe not Miss Steam. I'd probably smash her ass a bit. Yeah, break a few teeth, maybe. See how hard I push. But I think I would beat the crap out of them because I have my nephew here. I just don't. You're not welcome here. But with our self-defense laws, I'd be arrested. If someone broke into my house and I beat the crap out of them, I'd be arrested. which, by the way, I would also do. I would actually kick the shit out of them.
It's like when someone tried to attack me, and I used my cane to fend them off. And the police
Seriously.
were, and if I didn't know, so the police was going to take my cane away, sort of thing. But if I didn't know that the police legally can't put you in danger, like in harm's way, they can't do that because they can get done for that themselves. And if I didn't know that, they would have taken my cane away, and I would lose a badass cane. And so that's the thing. I kind of had to. If I didn't know that, I would have lost shit.
It's
pretty
okay
much.
though, because you have a
But
backup.
because I said it, they were like, "Oh, we
Yeah,
can't."
but you have 2 backup weapons. You're okay.
Yeah, but those backup weapons don't, grant her the power of.
But when she
Promotion.
pulls one out in front of a guy or a lesbian, they're gonna stand there and be drooling while she jumps in the air and goes smash.
Wait, you think
I'm not sure she can jump, but okay.
Dude.
I kind of want artwork of me just like naked, just smashing some pedophiles. That'd be hilarious.
That would be fun. I love that idea.
Like beating the shit out of them, not like taking a dick.
No, I know.
Yeah, that's much better done in life rather than on art, or maybe in life as a form of art.
Ooh.
Question to you, Ichabod. Okay, so if this happened in the US, what would happen?
What in the U.S. specifically?
The
pedophile?
grooming notness team slamming her tit into someone. I thought wearing a hat the whole time as well, or maybe a pair of goggles on.
Wait, the grooming or the boob smashing?
The grooming. We'll talk about the boob smashing later.
When it comes to the grooming, it would really. If it happened here, if it happened in Kansas, we would get about a 12-foot long rope and a few horses, and toss it over their necks, and we would fucking lynch them because that's what Kansas would do. If we found out about this and the cops didn't do shit, we would be having some fucking lynchings. And as a side note, a lynching does not require a person of color. It just requires somebody who's done something fucked up enough to get goddamn lynched.
And yet you complain whenever I made lynching jokes.
No, here's the thing, right? When you lynch somebody, do you know what exactly you're supposed to do about lynching? Because there's a reason there's a difference between hanging somebody and lynching somebody.
I've seen lynching. I know how it's done.
Well, the concept is to be lynched, you are slowly pulled off the ground.
Oh.
You are not just dropped. You are pulled.
Some people use a tree branch and they'll use it as purchase.
Yeah, they'll use a yew tree.
Yeah, to slowly lift you off the ground, and then they'll peg it in with your feet just off the ground. Just.
Wow.
And they will wait for you to strangle to death, because that's the most painful way to die.
Mm.
It's nice to know how your country or the area you live in would react. Ours would react by going, yeah, but have you noticed they're a bit brown? They don't know any better because they're brown. And that means they're not as intelligent, obviously, which we know because they inbreed from Pakistan. They're brown. We must protect that.
This is why I'm going to be moving out of of England soon.
Mm.
I can't actually honestly say for everywhere in the country.
What's his name and whose bed are you sleeping in?
It was.
Wonderful.
Three-way Vic.
Anyway, but yeah, no, I don't know how they would react in California, because they might just puss out even worse than you did and give them a fucking free housing.
Nice.
But here in Kansas, we don't put up with that fucking shit. We will goddamn lynch a motherfucker for that shit.
I didn't know you were leaving the country, Steve. You're leaving me behind.
Well,
Me too, I'm
I
afraid.
need to do paperwork and such, so I'm probably going to be stuck here for about a year or two.
Well, you could come too, dude.
Poor Laura. How's she ever going to cope? I know, Titsland.
I'm sure you could just keep her company yourself.
I like that being a Pokemon move. Mr. Pikachu, you use Tit Smash.
Memory crush.
I need fan art of that. I need fan art of that. Legit, like I like fan art. I need fan art of that. Like definitely.
Oh,
Someone gave me a question.
Don't know. I don't read chats very much. I'm used to this.
Oh, it's from direct. It's from Arcta. New avatar Miss very nice. Yeah, I've got a shit ton of avatars. So
as a note, we do take questions from the chat at periodic intervals. So if you have a question for one of our lovely panelists, except for Kit because he wasn't supposed to be here, feel free to ask.
I don't mind.
Not the point.
but I need to do like paperwork and all that stuff, but I don't even know how to get the fucking paperwork.
I have heard because obviously I also intend one day to leave, but only when I'm no longer required here. But until then, I had been looking at the paperwork, and it does look quite comprehensive. Let's go with that.
Yeah.
By the way, Kitsune, to address something you said earlier, there is no tonic in my gin. It's just gin.
Wait, I never said anything about gin and tonic.
No, I mentioned gin and tonic, and you mentioned until the fizz runs out.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did. I remember you saying it.
It wasn't me.
It was you. Go back and watch it.
It wasn't.
Anyway, where were we? What are we going to talk about now?
Well, if you have your whole thing, if you've gone through what you wanted to talk about this particular subject, we can
honestly
move on.
Until the inquiry starts. There is not much more that can be added. I watched how they handled Rotherham, and again, nothing was really done. Rochdale was the same. I'm hoping that this leads to more. If any more did come out, that it comes out now. Either to put more pressure on the police or to simply get rid of them. I think a lot of police officers are going to be losing their jobs very soon, though. I fully expect them as glorified Tesco's.
They definitely should.
They better lose their fucking jobs.
Well, I also want the ones that worked during that time and did nothing to be punished, and I hope they all are. I hope they have everything they have seized and taken away. I hope they live in nothing more than a box.
Well, it's negligence, isn't it?
It's obstruction. Yeah, it really is negligence. What's the point of a police officer? To protect and serve. If you can't do that because of brownness, then
what's the point?
Really, were never meant to be a police officer. You were not, at best, you were holding the spot for someone more worthy, or denying someone more worthy of a job that they would have done.
A&WS, how long do you think it will take before that happens, though? And Omegon, he's not Cthulhu. They just hit at Cthulhu.
Lol. I don't know, because it depends how long it's going to take for politicians, certainly those in Parliament, to finally stop saying Islam is the religion of peace, to stop pandering to Muslim communities, to protect them from backlash that happens when they're not doing enough to combat the extremism. They're clearly not, because this stuff is going on.
Oh yeah. By the way, Laura wants to beat me.
Minty Fox comes in with a troll question.
Laura, go in that room now and smack her.
No, don't.
Omegon, how much moistness does an Ichtho Lord make if an Ichtho Lord can make moistness moist?
Wait, what?
I'm not entirely sure it can be quantified, in truth.
6 times fast.
One does not simply quantify moistness.
Alrighty then. Arcater wants us to check something out he sent to me in my DMs, so I will pass that. What the fuck am I looking at?
Oh, God.
More amazingly, by their own logic, these people have discovered a unicorn. Please note the children are always uniformly blameless. There are sorry excuses for parents who are pimping them out as a virtual signal and fame. However, not good science. It's apparently a National Geographic article, and I will go ahead and pass that over to our lovely host.
Wait, hang on. Who's in a tutu and fluffy boots? If it's you, Laura, definitely go in there now. I need to see you in a tutu and fluffy boots.
Yeah.
For science, of course. Research, of course.
Indeed.
And computers being
Oh,
dumb.
frozen on a smile. Oh, someone did a screenshot of that.
guys.
No! Don't get a screenshot of that. Fuck.
It just smiles, so you know.
Mr. Chief asks, do you guys think Latin America will be the downfall of the far left with all the radical confusion it creates and the infighting?
I'm not too familiar with Latin America, so I couldn't answer that.
Yeah, this is international, Mr. Chief. This is the international version. God damn it.
It won't take me to the thing. Oh, there you go. How science is helping us understand gender.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Oh no.
And it has something to do with oh god, children who are unicorns, some shit like that. I don't fucking know, man. But while we're waiting on that, ladies and gentlemen, be sure to get your end of the stream questions ready. Remember, those have to be $1 million, but or a would you rather question.
Would you rather, I guess. There you go.
Sorry, what's going on now? I zoned out for a second while listening.
Oh god. There's a end on Citrus Quest. There's an end thing where you where you answer questions. Like, is it $1 million, but or a would you rather thing we have to pick?
They are beautiful questions, and you can choose to either receive that question from somebody within the stream, or you can take your question to the chat to see what they want to ask.
I'm gonna need a lot more drink, aren't I?
It's entirely possible.
Take it to the chat.
If any of the questions will Miss Steam whip her tits out, the answer should be yes.
Wait,
But will probably be no.
Yeah, probably not.
I keep getting questions about my tits. So
I'm not surprised.
To be fair, is anyone?
Hello, Mocha in the chat.
Yes, hello, Mocha. It's good to see you here. You suck, fuckwad.
An excerpt from that article. Jonathan, 8, has identified as both a boy and a girl at the same time since age 2.5 at California Bay's area Rainbow Day Camp, where children can safely express their gender identities. Jonathan tries on life as a unicorn. There's a
Jonathan, I hope you're listening.
Strapped to
I
his head.
understand something, Jonathan. You're the reason abortions exist.
Oh my god, I would love to see Megan, I would love to see you and Arcta being on a live stream together. That would be really cool. Because I think you two would play off each other so well.
I have no idea who that is.
I should show you his videos sometime.
You should do. Good.
Yeah. I think you'll like
I
him.
apologize to what's the name again? Arcata?
Arcater, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, sorry. I've not heard of him, I'm afraid.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
Miss Steam's enough of a pest that I will look at your stuff.
I don't know.
Question in the chat, is that the one we're going to be addressing? The Fuquad one?
That is one of the $1 million butt questions, which we will do at the end. And there is a would you rather one as well. Director Arcater Live says, objection! The child is blameless. The parents, however, need a savage crotch kicking.
I concur, and am happy to comply.
Just
I like her.
abortions for all. Just free abortions for all SJWs because you don't want them to breed, do you?
Not really. I honestly, I think all humans should stop breeding. The fucking part's fine. The consequence after, nah, screw it. Humanity's done. You've had your fun. It's over.
Yeah, I agree.
And, you know, enjoy the sex.
Yeah, fuck it. So, ladies and gentlemen, are we ready for the end part of our glorious stream, or do we have any other final thoughts we'd like to bring out before we do so?
Nigger.
I'm good.
God damn.
If you ever monetized before, I think.
Oh no, fuck that. I don't monetize shit.
Doesn't
I know
want to be on
better.
their radar.
Fucking yeah, that's exactly why. Okay, so Kit, is there anything you would like to say before we go? Oh, tiny floating head, Babu Babu.
Sorry, that just made me laugh.
Other than giggling like a fag, Jesus.
Sorry, you made me laugh. I can't help it. No, I think I'm good.
Alrighty then. So let's ask the infamous questions. Kit, Steam, Omegon, do you want to get your questions from somebody in the stream, or do you want to take it to the chat?
Let's do the chat first. It might inspire me.
Okay, Kit's going to take it to the chat.
Chat.
Oh, Miss Steam's going to take it to the chat. She's being risky today. Megan?
I'm sorry, what am I doing again?
Questions. They're basically hypotheticals, but
Oh, okay, I'll just
you
follow
want-
everyone else. I'm a sheep. It's fine.
all right, Omegon's going to take it from the chat, and as usual, I am obligated to take it from the chat. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to play our usual 30-second clip of fucking Jeopardy music while we wait for the remainder of your questions. Please remember, you only have 30 seconds to fucking ask your bullshit. So,
And ask me something other than my tits. I keep getting the same questions over and over again. They're boring.
Never stop asking about her tits.
and here we go.
Please make them interesting.
Oh, so this is from Jeopardy.
Yes, it's from Jeopardy.
I had wondered for a long time where this came
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who did get a chance to ask your questions, we're going to be scrolling up and we're going to start taking our questions now. Oh, dear God, I hate you, fuckwad. All right. So the first question, $1 million, but you have to clean Christy Winter's toilet with a toothbrush weekly for 1 year.
I'll take it.
No,
I would.
there's
What was
better
the
ways to
question?
make
Money.
money.
I clean for a living, so I don't actually mind. And
What
also,
was-
$1
what
million
was,
sits on that for a couple of years. The interest on that's good.
What was the question?
$1 million, but you have to clean Christy Winter's toilet with a toothbrush weekly for a year.
How badly does she shit?
Well, you have to ask her on Twitter what her diet's like. But I wouldn't. It wouldn't matter. Once the toilet's flushed a few times, it's fine. You just need to make sure it's bleached down the bottom. You'll be fine.
Well, don't forget the monthlies.
Of course, because nothing's better than dealing with that red shower.
Oh, no.
You must be relieved though, knowing she's not bringing a life into the world.
I would probably take the $1 million.
And she's going to take the money. Kit, what about you?
There are better ways to make money, like prostitution.
Kit says, no, I'd rather sell my body on the street.
Wow. As soon as like I'm so confident in my body's worth, I could get $1 million just fucking.
And my answer is no, thank you. I already have cancer. I don't need that kind of trouble. Second question comes from A and W. Would you rather have the world end in nuclear fallout or a zombie apocalypse?
Neither. 2020, no lives matter, motherfuckers.
Probably going to be both.
I'll just take zombie apocalypse because at least I won't die of radiation.
And also, you might get fucked by a zombie. You can cross that off your bucket list.
That's not on my bucket list, surprisingly.
Bullshit.
Hey,
can
I
smell
might
that.
be
can
into a
smell
lot
that
of weird
together.
shit, but I'm not into necrophilia.
Smell that all the way in Kent from what, Norfolk?
Zombie apocalypse, and everyone would take would take the opportunity to just rape everyone he sees.
So Megan says, "Fuck that, we're doing it 2020."
She'd be front and center.
Thank you.
I totally don't
I
consent.
would not. I would be like, I couldn't.
So would I. So would I.
Kid, zombie apocalypse or nuclear fallout?
One could very well lead to the other.
Kid says, "Why not both?" All right, next question comes from Wikipedia Snippet, and it is $1 million, but you have to give Christy Winters a sponge bath weekly for a year.
Nah,
Thank you.
Nah.
Yeah, somehow that's not as bad.
When I'm cleaning the toilet, like at least when I'm cleaning the toilet, I don't have to see her naked.
Yeah, I think you then look at her and you were like, wait, she's got a bigger dick than me?
Oh, God.
I don't think I'd mind as much.
Bit of a complex.
I wouldn't mind if she didn't have those rolls.
Well, I'll be honest, those aren't rolls. It's just a question to fold her tits in because they're so droopy.
Would it make it better if you were allowed to ball gag her for the entirety of the sponge baths?
I think she'd probably ball gag just to stop the vomit coming out.
Okay, so we've got a no, and Kit, what do you think?
Well, let's see. I work with music, so I probably wouldn't be hearing her ceaseless prattle, and I don't really mind bathing people, so sure, whatever.
She probably
Kit would take the money.
Most aggressive bush you'll ever see in your life, like, with knots in it.
I've seen worse.
Oh, you haven't seen 50. She's gonna probably, if she ever saw this, she'd be like, objectification, harassment, get them off Twitter and YouTube's. Fuck you.
No thanks, by the way. I would not like to give Miss Winters a bath ever.
Put your hand, sponge down a crack. No, it's not happening.
No, yeah, no. Fucking, I have to have sex sometime in the future, Omegon. Please don't hurt me. $1 million, but Miss Steam is worshipped as a goddess.
By you, I believe.
Yes, by Ichabod.
Oh yeah, he started a fucking cult based around.
I did no such thing.
Oh, so now who's dragging people into a cult? Hey,
is it called the Cult of Steam or the Cult of Big Tits?
It is the cult of the nameless god.
It's the cult of tits. He trolled Red. And he trolled Red, and now this fucking cult is caught on. He's accidentally made a fucking cult based around me.
Hooray!
What's the question again, please?
You get $1 million, but Miss Steam is instantly recognized as a goddess.
I think she just likes the idea of then going up to her subjects and having them shaft her. I get the feeling I'd be up 24/7 at that point. So I'll take $1 million for a bit of booty.
Yay! I mean, what?
Turn around, bend over, and prep.
Well,
yourself.
what do you think, Steam? Omegon will take the money.
I mean, it's already happening.
Better be sexy.
I'll take the money.
Better be
I'll
sexy.
take the money since it's already happening anyway.
She'll take the money. Kit, what do you think?
I don't see how this affects me at all, so I'm just going to take the money.
Kit's going to take the money. And I would take the money because we need to build that mega church.
Yeah.
She's fucking hell. Those things look like they just don't look right.
This one is directly for Miss Steam. $1 million, but a random person motorboats your butt cheeks every day for the rest of your life.
Please have a bit in a baked bean just before they do it.
Ew.
Can I beat them up after?
There is no clarification, so yes.
Why does it have to be your ass and not your tits?
I don't know, but that can create some really good trolling. Yeah, okay.
Just
She'll take the money.
The shit out of them.
Get some fur rugs and stick them to your butt. It's a motorboat. This. I mean, it's all natural.
Oh God. $1 million, but you need to experience my level of non-sexual familial issues. I don't know anything about your familial issues.
No.
I think I can.
Laura
withstand
says
that.
I'd take that million, so she would let somebody
Of course you would.
vote her
No.
butter butt cheeks.
Yeah, some people get off on that kind of thing.
Do we have any more questions from the chat, or Megan's sitting here with clearly not enough questions?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
What's that?
It's not mine.
Okay.
Farquaad said she clearly said she was tired of tit questions. That's why I went to ask, apparently.
Oh.
Oh, right. Well, she's
Makes
never
sense.
tired of his questions. Never. So never stop asking.
I'm not typing in the chat. Shut up.
That's what I wanted.
One more question in the chat for Omega on $1 million, but you not only have to have unapologetic hardcore sex with both Steam and Laura at the same time, but you must also toss the salad of both of them.
What's tossed salad? Is
Rim job.
Analingus?
Oh! Right. Sounds like fun. Nothing
Rim jobs. Rim
He will
jobs
take
for
that money.
everyone.
Hashtag nothing Laura, everyone. It's got to catch on. It really pisses her off. It's funny.
As a $1 million, but the elder gods are real and the stars are almost right.
Fuck those. What is it? Is it astrology or is it astronomy? Which one is it? That's the people who do
Astrology.
Thank you. Fuck that. But the elder gods can be real. I'm okay with that.
I'm confused.
The elder gods of the Lovecraftian lore.
Oh, no, what was the question I meant?
$1
$1
million.
million, but the elder gods are real and the stars are almost right.
Oh, yeah, okay, I'll take $1 million.
Basically, it means more tentacles.
Yeah,
Hooray!
so many more tentacles.
Tentacles, 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 tentacles.
Oh, as a
That's
just a weird question came to mind. Omega, you went with the Cthulhu kid, but did Yog-Sothoth ever come to mind?
I honestly, until then, had forgotten all about Cthulhu and Lovecraft. When I chose the Avatar, it had no influence on me whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
It reminded me, and I was like, actually, that's a pretty cool. Like, I could have gone with Yogs. That'd been kind of cool.
Yeah. Yog-Sothoth would be a good one, especially considering.
True.
$1 million, but you get ear raped by a screaming child each time you see someone you like. I'm assuming you lust after.
Well, that's actually quite easy for us Brits because we don't like anyone. We are the most apathetic, obnoxious, rude country on the planet. We don't like people.
Oh,
we
yeah,
don't-
like,
we'll take
I
money.
can-
We're rich.
I can quote from a YouTuber. He said, England's the only place I've been to where we can sit on a train and pretend we're not pretend that everyone else doesn't exist.
Yeah, I normally just whip out a Kindle or I'll put my earphones in and just close my eyes and pretend no one's there.
Yeah.
Or
The stuff
I
that
sit
you said
back,
whip out.
I get some sugar sachets and I start flicking them down the end of the carriage to see if I can hit and piss them off.
Am I the only one who heard him say whip out and instantly thought, he's gonna fucking start jacking it?
Okay.
honestly, I think I don't think anyone would notice on a British train. It's train, she probably would. She'd be over there.
Again, everyone thinks they're in their own little world. They don't, That's why Americans go like, why? That's why Americans are really confused when English people pretend that no one else exists. It's because we're fucking assholes.
If I was on a train, right, jacking it, right, the only way anyone would notice would be when Miss Steam runs over and offers to help.
It's funny you should mention that, actually. A friend of mine once, I think she was on a long coach trip from, I think she was going to Skegness, I don't remember. But there was a couple on the seats behind her, having sex, and no one cared.
Hey, well, on those National Express buses, they have bathrooms. You'd have thought they could at least squeeze into one of those little, well, very, very small, but squeeze in there and just let the bus movement do the work for them.
I don't know what service it was. I just know there was a couple totally fucking on the back seat.
Nice.
I remember one time. Apparently, I fainted, and my friend at the time was with me, going like, "Oh my god, are you okay?" And like, yeah. Apparently, I've been there for like a good 5 minutes, and everyone was just walking over me.
Oh, and to address Laura in the chat, all the tentacles.
Oh my yes.
In you.
All of them.
Oh, please.
Sorry, I approve of this tentacle fest.
Yeah. There you go.
We are currently coming up towards the end of the show, Miss Steam. If you would like to go through the final thoughts of everybody.
Nigga.
Fuck, I don't
Other
know.
than nigga.
Oh, okay.
Well, pedophilia is bad, okay?
Give a hoot, don't pollute, okay, Ollie? Okay, I won't touch. Don't touch my special place, okay, Ollie? I watched South Park.
That was a disturbingly good impression.
Okay.
Nah.
Which one of you drop the trousers, okay? Squat over the urinal and pull your butt cheeks apart and push that big chopping hot dog, okay?
Oh, God.
Yeah, Fudge Dragon 2. Yeah, he did that. I couldn't stop laughing when I watched that shit. Mr. Mackey really sold having a shit.
Ew.
Okay.
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 Okay, we're done here now, are we? Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, more or less. We are pretty well done.
Now, Miss Steam told me if I came on here, she'd be twerking for me. So can you just start
I
doing
did not.
No,
I don't know. If you said there was twerk and it's time to twerk.
No, I said
We're in a
can twerk
generation
for
of
you if
listen
you
and
want.
believe. So I said it, so it must be true. Come on, shake that ass.
No, he's lying. He's lying. He's lying.
Shake E.
No.
Oh, booty!
Does anyone want me to twerk?
No. Oh, we still have to go with the outro music. You know that.
Is it going to be really upbeat? You'll get Miss Steam to start twerking because that'd be really funny.
Um,
Hang on, if she does,
Oh my.
I just get bullied by him.
I didn't start this.
Not you. Oh my god.
oh, I thought you meant me. Like, I said not me at the same time. I was like, wait, not you. Wait, what?
I'm debating going with the emotional connection song just because I like it so much.
Oh my god, is this the thing with okay, so I'm not too familiar with all this stuff. Is this that Zephanorian quote where he says we have an emotional connection? Oh, I know.
Okay.
I hope you, if you're listening, Liz or Zeph, I'm not taking a shot at you. This is just I heard this once in passing. It was so funny.
Yeah, it is a great fucking song too. So I got nothing against you, Zeph, nothing against you, Liz. I just fucking want to hear the song. And I might as well.
Twerk it, Steam.
No.
Let's be fair. Steam twerking. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for watching. This has been Citrus Quest International. I would like to thank Omegon for showing up, our lovely host, Miss Steam, and fucking Kit for crashing the party like a dick.
Bye.
See you guys later.
And to the audience, just like to say, this is your fault this exists.
Twerk it, Steam. Twerk it. Shake that ass.
I'm not twerking.
Twerk it.
I'm not twerking.
I'll twerk.
Isn't there a bit of black in your family? Twerk it. It should be natural to you.
The fact that
I'm gonna kill you.
living with and most likely, if reality is a thing, taking the dick from her. So what's your opinion on that situation, Zeph?
I'll give you, Schmeckel, an honest answer. I don't really care for Fred being there, honestly. But then again, we have an emotional connection, not a sexual one. Not a sexual one. We have an emotional connection, not a sexual one. Not a sexual one. Not a sexual one. We have an emotional connection.
Take the Steam.
Come on, Steam. Shake that ass. Jesus Christ.
Shake it. Are we still live, by the way?
Yes, we are currently still live.
Right.
You're probably out with 2 songs, but it's fucking not loading.
Got to just ask in that first song, right? Who is that?
That's Ian Miles Chong.
Right, thank you.
Where the fuck is my lead out?
Stop worrying about things I can't control. Stop worrying about dollars I don't know. Stop worrying about the things I cannot know. But sometimes it feels so good. Oh.